This week in Jamaica Now, Jamaica's hopes of maintaining its spot at the pinnacle of Olympic sprinting revived. Health Ministry suspends Yute Chatz over concerns about sexual and reproductive health advice being given to children. Autopsy finds Gleaner Journalist Job Nelson was killed by airbag and not by a bullet. And NCB Capital Markets wealth advisor who stole $74.5 million gets 2 years in prison. I'm Edmund Campbell, and this is Jamaica Now. Jamaica's sprinters are back among the best in the world after remarkable performances by the men and women at the J3A Puma National Junior and Senior Championships on Friday night. Sprinting sensations Sharika Jackson and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price shook off in different form to remind the world they weren't done in the 100 meters. For Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, Friday night's race was likely her last on the National Stadium track.
It has been such a trying season, but tonight, as always, I think every athlete carries their own share of burdens and problems, and we all get to the line. So I'm really, really grateful, and massive congrats to the other two ladies, Sharika and Tia, for also making the team. Yeah. I look forward to representing my country again at another Olympic Games.
Again. Yeah.
And it has been my honor, really. And as I go through the rest of the season, I'm just praying that, I just stay healthy, continue to work, because it's never over, until it's over.
Meanwhile, the name Khadene Thompson has quickly risen as one of those to try to rebuild the legacy of men's sprinting after he won the men's 100 meters. Another of those names rebuilding Jamaica's legacy in the short sprint is Oblique Seville. The championship ends on Sunday. Meanwhile, Jamaicans were devastated this week when they learned that double Olympic champion Elaine Thompson-Herah would not be able to defend her titles at the Paris Olympic Games as the five-time Olympic gold medalist withdrew from the national trials. In a post to her Instagram account on Wednesday, Thompson-Herah explained that a tear on her Achilles tendon ended her hopes of going to her third Olympics. Thompson-Herah said she was hurt and devastated to be missing the Olympics, but had to put her health first. Thompson-Herah won double Olympic gold medals in the 100 meters and 200 meters at the Rio and Tokyo Olympics. And Minister of Sport Olivia Grange has announced that each athlete who qualifies for the Olympics will receive $360,000 from the government to assist with their training and nutrition.
We have also set aside 50 million Jamaican dollars in incentives for members of our national team and the contingent after they have competed at the Olympics and come back home. 50 million Jamaican dollars. So we will use the opportunity of Paris 24 to engage in cultural diplomacy. We will be partnering with the city of Nanterre to stage Jamaica Day on Friday, August 9, which will culminate with a mega reggae event, a reggae concert, featuring Julian Marley, Skip Marley, and Luciano. And then on August 11, we will partner with the CRC Church in Paris to stage Jamaica Praise featuring Kevin Downswell. So we're hitting Paris by storm.
A Postmortem report has revealed that late Gleaner sports journalist Job Nelson did not die from a bullet wound as had initially been reported. It was first reported that he was shot while at a traffic light near St. Andrew Technical High School on May 21. However, the Postmortem report found that Nelson was mortally wounded by a metal object that was discharged from the car's airbag after the vehicle he was driving crashed along Spanish Town Road in May. The metal object pierced his body, causing damage to Nelson's lungs and resulted in internal bleeding. He was driving a 2007 Honda Fit Aria. A check of the chassis number on Nelson's vehicle revealed that it was among those subject to a May 2015 recall to repair the passenger seat airbag inflator. Days after Nelson's death, authorities in the United States announced a recall of 34 brands of motor vehicles made by 19 different automakers to replace frontal airbags on the driver or passenger sides or both. The airbags were made by Takata, a major auto parts supplier globally. Former NCB Capital Markets Wealth Advisor Khadene Thomas, who stole $74.5 million from customers' accounts at the institution, was on Thursday sentenced to 2 years in prison. The 35-year-old St. Anne resident, who previously pleaded guilty to 31 counts of uttering forged documents and 3 counts of larceny as a servant in the St. Anne Parish Court, was sentenced to 1 year for larceny as a servant and 2 years for uttering forged documents. The sentences, which were handed down by Parish Judge Lerone Montague, are to run concurrently. Thomas benefited from a 30% reduction in her sentence based on her guilty plea. The court was also told that US $28,000 was repaid to NCB Capital Markets and another US $70,000 is with Thomas's attorney to be paid over to the bank. Her family is also reportedly in the process of taking out a loan to help her to repay the balance to the bank. The prosecution contended that Thomas transferred the sums from the accounts of 3 customers between May 21, 2019 and December 20, 2022. Thomas was arrested last year, January, after the transfer of at least $5 million from a customer's account sparked an investigation. Concerns about the sexual and reproductive health advice being given to children through the Health Ministry's Yute Chatz line this week led to a suspension of the chatbox service. The ministry said it was assessing the concerns as they relate to the health and family life policy of the government of Jamaica. A flyer circulated by the Love March movement claimed the ministry was promoting deviant sexual behavior to children through the Yute Chatz line. It said the app endorsed the idea that gender is a personal choice and not a biological reality and was advocating LGBT ideologies.
Cabinet also noted the issues related to the concerns raised by the members of the public in relation to the use of Yute chat line. The Cabinet noted that based on the concerns, the application will be suspended as there is a need to ensure that the application adheres to the health and family life policy of the government of Jamaica. Youth Expression Yute Chat is a chat bot launched by the National Family Planning Board, NFPB, when it was in existence, because you probably will recall that it has been phased out and adopted now under the ministry's Family Health Unit, in collaboration with UNICEF and You Report Jamaica, and has been operational since January 2024. Resources to support the initiative were provided by UNICEF via the Country Development Envelope funds. UNICEF reported a total expenditure of approximately 11.4 million Jamaican dollars on the contract for chatbot.
The ministry said it will be reviewing all programs and activities of the National Family Planning Board to determine how they will be implemented following the absorption of the board into the central ministry. 12 of the 16 Haitian caregivers who came to Jamaica to assist with 59 orphans rescued from Haiti in March have been deported. The 90-day permission granted for them to stay in Jamaica expired last Wednesday. The police reportedly ushered the 12 Haitians from the Mustard Seed Community's Jacob's Ladder facility in St. Anne on Tuesday evening. The Haitians were sent back home that same night. Chief Executive Officer of Mustard Seed, Father Garvin Augustine, told the Gleaner that his organization asked authorities to allow 2 Haitians to stay on and continue to help with the children. The 2 other Haitian caregivers are missing. 10 of the Haitian caregivers had disappeared from Jacob's Ladder, but 8 returned almost 13 days later. One of the orphans, who was taken to the Bustamante Hospital for Children, where he had surgery recently, was released into the custody of one of the deported caregivers who remains missing. Residents of Zephyrton in Linstead, St. Catherine, are grappling with another fish kill after they awoke on Monday morning to the distressing sight of dead fish lining the bank of the Rio Cobre. The water appeared murky and was described as milky-looking by concerned residents. The National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, says it appears heavy rains that occurred in the area on Sunday may have resulted in stormwater runoff of the likely contaminant which has caused the latest fish kill. However, NEPA offered no theories on the likely contaminant or its source. It said it is conducting a comprehensive investigation into the presence of unusual matter in the river. This was not the first time the community is experiencing such a disaster. Since 2019, fish kills have been a recurring issue due to pollutants deposited into the river. These incidents have severely impacted the livelihoods of residents who rely on the river for their economic stability. The opposition has called for Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who holds ultimate responsibility for environmental matters, to bring an emergency bill to Parliament to increase the penalties for pollution of rivers under the Natural Resources Conservation Authority Act. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly reviews of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. Follow us on X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner, and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. Like this video on our YouTube page. Turn on your notification and subscribe today. I'm Edmund Campbell, and before we go, from the cornerstone of the Yam Belt, Wait a Bit district in Trelawney, produces another winner. This time, rum.
Vodka is typically made from potatoes. Why yam? Why yellow yam?
So in Jamaica, we grow a lot of yams. We don't really grow a lot of potatoes. You can get yams year-round. It's an excellent complex carbohydrate with great conversions to make alcohol.
Why vodka specifically?
From the raw material of yellow yams, by legal definition, it has to be a vodka. But there's a lot of flavor in our vodka.
Describe the flavor of your vodka. Does it taste like yellow yam?
It has notes of yellow yam. It smells very sweet. It's smooth going down.
Would a typical vodka drinker like this?
Absolutely. It's smooth. It has flavor. You know, it's made here in Jamaica. It's the freshest vodka you can get on the market.